So in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about the glutes. Now, I know that a lot of people are struggling with the booty gains. It's something that's so difficult to do, guys, and something that you have to be so patient with. It's unbelievable. I haven't even done an introduction. What is wrong with me? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another YouTube video. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, then go check that out. In today's video, I wanted to discuss the glutes. This is such a difficult topic to discuss because there's so many videos out there telling you what you should do to grow your glutes, what you should eat to glow your glutes. I have previously done a video on how many times you should train your glutes per week, which is an awful video. Please do not watch it. Everything that I say in there is accurate, but just the setup, the quality, my confidence, it's just not there. Let's talk about it again. Basically, there is this guy called Bret Contreras. If you haven't heard of him, you should have heard of him. He is known as the glute guy. So if you are looking to grow your glutes and you have not heard this name before, then you have been looking in the wrong places, my friend. Bret Contreras basically is the guy that invented the hip thrust. Like, he literally created an exercise. So I would say he is pretty reliable in terms of someone to listen to about like growing your glutes and all that kind of stuff. I will just briefly explain a few things that I have learned from Bret about how many times you should train your glutes and what is best to do in order to get the maximum growth. Some videos have probably already said this plenty of times, but I'm here to reiterate that information just in case it wasn't enough the first time. The first thing that I will say is that you should be training your glutes more than once a week. Once a week is not going to do shit for your glutes. I mean, you might see a little bit of growth, but there's not going to be anything drastic if that's what you're looking for. You definitely need to be training your glutes at least twice a week. I'd say anywhere between 2 to 3 times. I wouldn't push it to 4 because I think that might be a little bit too much, but if you want to try 4, then be my guest. It's entirely up to you. I personally train 3 times a week legs, but I do obviously mix in quads, glutes and hamstrings into every single leg day that I do. So I'm not just solely focusing on the glutes all the time and completely killing them off. If I was to just do purely glute focused sessions, I would definitely do 2 a week, just because obviously each muscle group needs a rest, and obviously you also have to fit all the other body parts into that week. So you're not really going to leave yourself much time to do the rest of your body if you're training glutes any more than that. Combining the muscle groups makes it much easier to get more volume in. I combine my muscle groups with my legs, so I do my glutes, my quads, my hamstrings, calves, all in one day. And I will do that 3 times a week. And then I'll do 3 upper body days. So I will do a push, a pull and a whole upper body. And then on one day, whichever day that is I pick, I will have a rest day. I just tend to pick my rest days based off of how I'm feeling because it's kind of difficult to plan out. If you don't know how you're going to be from one day to the next, obviously you don't know how your body's going to respond to every workout. You might be sore. You can't exactly plan when you're going to be sore and when you're not going to be sore. So I definitely just listen to my body when I have my rest day. Anyway, enough rambling. So yeah, anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week if you're doing like sole glute focus sessions. I would say, 2 sessions a week is enough. Furthermore, you need to be combining both compound and isolation movements. If you don't know what compound and isolation movements are, I will leave the definitions on the screen for you. But essentially, compound is just a movement that uses more than one muscle group, and isolation is one that focuses more on one muscle group. So you need to be combining both of these in order to get the maximum muscle growth. There are 2 types of muscle fibers in your muscles. There are slow twitch and fast twitch fibers. And by doing these compound and isolation movements, you will activate both of these muscle fibers and exhaust them all. As long as obviously you are pushing yourself as far as you can possibly go with the rep ranges and the weight, you will definitely see some growth. So a few examples then of compound movements are the hip thrust. So you can do barbell hip thrust. Barbell back squats are another great exercise for like building your glutes and engaging your glutes. Also, lunges are great for building your glutes, especially if you can really focus on that mind muscle connection and getting your glutes really engaged in the exercise. But a few examples of isolation movements then are things like the glute bridge. So you can do barbell glute bridges. You can just do them with a dumbbell. It's entirely up to you. But obviously the heavier weight, the better basically. You can definitely build muscle with lightweight, but it's very important also to incorporate heavier weights even when you're doing isolation movements. You can also do hip abductions, which are brilliant for doing the side glutes, aka the gluteus medius. And also cable kickbacks are a brilliant isolation exercise as well. isolation exercise. Yeah, is that what I said? I hope that's what I said. So cable kickbacks and cable side leg extensions. So they will target the glutes all around as well. Brilliant isolation exercise, and remember to be progressively overloading with all of your exercises. So week by week, keep trying to increase the weight, even if it's only by like 1.25 kilograms or even like 2.5 kilograms. Just get that weight up gradually. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get it up, just get it up. And as long as it's going up, you know that your strength is going up and that your muscle has to be growing, because you wouldn't actually have been able to lift the weight because your muscle wouldn't be adapting in order to lift a heavier weight. So you know that if you can lift heavier weight week by week, you are doing something right, 100%. So far, to summarize then, you've got glute training 2 to 3 times a week. You need to incorporate both compound and isolation movements in order to exhaust both types of fibers that are in the muscle. And I have also listed some of the compound and isolation movements for you, so you can try those out. Make sure that you are incorporating things like hip thrusts, things like back squats in every leg and glute session. Like, they are so important. I do hip thrusts every single leg session. So that is one of the things that is going to really engage your glutes. So my final tip then is to utilize like eccentric phases of movements. So just incorporate some countdowns, incorporate some holds and things like that. So if you are doing a hip thrust, count on the way down. Also, when you're at the top of the movement, for example, when you're squeezing your glutes at the top, try and hold it there for a few seconds and just keep your muscle under that tension, because it's all about time under tension. This is one of the key things for muscle growth, and it's one of the things that is definitely going to make your muscle sore, make it break down all those little muscle fibers, and it's going to make them rebuild when you are in your recovery periods, and you'll go back and you'll be able to lift even heavier, and hence the reason why you will get bigger glutes. So that is how to do it. They're just some of my top key things that you actually have to know. Otherwise, you aren't really going to get anywhere with your glute growth. Just some tips from me anyway, and some of the stuff that I've learned from Brett. And I hope this video was really helpful for you. If it was, then please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to go follow me on Instagram, again, I will leave it up there for you to go ahead and do that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.